Good evening, gentlemen. Today we are taking an important subject which will be covered in the CAPFAC examination. The important subject is like that. Recently, 2 weeks back, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi talked about the obesity in country, and it is a challenge for us. So we are discussing this topic now with you, how to prepare a report on this subject and what all aspects should be covered in this report. So that is what we are going to select now. The subject, first of all, we'll have a general discussion and then we'll frame that how this can be covered as a report. So first of all, I would like to say that before writing a report, you should know the details of what is to be written in the beginning. In the beginning, you have to write the name, that is ABC, place XYZ, then date XX, XX, oblique XX, oblique XX, XX, XX. I mean to say, if you want to write 25th July 1960, you cannot write 2507 1960, whereas you will have to write XX, XX, 4X. Again, timing, it is 0930 AM, or you cannot write that time. Again, you have to write XX. So this is the beginning of the report, which you must write perfectly. Then coming on the topic, obesity, a serious challenge for India. We are covering it in the report writing. Recently, Prime Minister in his Mann Ki Baat over radio broadcast discussed that obesity in the country has increased and we need to address the issue seriously. So first of all, he suggested that we should reduce our oil consumption by 10%. And the rate of obesity has increased from 2016 to 2019 from 20% to 24%, according to National Health Survey. Abdominal obesity has increased 40% in men and 12% in women. Obesity means fattiness in our body, which causes poor health, and it leads to diabetes, cancer, cardiac diseases. So diabetes, basically there are two types of diabetes 1 and diabetes 2. Diabetes 1 we inherit from generation to generation, that is genetic, and diabetes 2, which are lifestyle diseases which are caused because of our sedentary life, excessive take of sugar, and then at the poor functioning of the our insulin release is very slow, therefore we tend to be diabetes. So this obesity increases NCD in the children. NCD in the children means non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases in the children get increased. And if your students in the school are also stigmatized, psychological problems are there. If the child is fatty, obese, probably the peer pressure is there, then the school teacher also do not behave appropriately. So there is discrimination and bullying. So these are the psychological challenges the students face in the schools. Similarly, there are some kind of challenges in the organization where we serve. Say we are serving in the police department, we are serving in the armed forces of the union, or we are serving in the Central Armed Police Force of the union. There again, we don't like the obese people. There are health checkups and there are SOPs on the subject, that what kind of BMI, body mass index ratio, is to be maintained so that we are lean and fit and we can perform all the duties comfortably, and we should remain stress-free. So why the obesity is on rise in our country? Because one reason is the junk food, then the ultra-processed food, then the physical inactivity. We are not active physically. We do not go for walk, jogging, or races. Uh, so we are sedentary in our life. Low income group is more dependent upon rice and wheat. That is also one of the reasons. Rice and wheat contain a lot of carbohydrate. Then the PDS system, PDS means public distribution system, which provides free ration to almost 80 crore of the people in the country. It includes carbohydrate and fats. So other foods like fruits, pulses, animal fat, etc., animal food, etc., are costly because you know the rates of the inflation is in there in the country, and these food come with a cost. So the poor people cannot afford fruits, pulses, and the chicken, fish, etc. They are becoming costly day by day. Office goers, those who go to office in the 9 in the morning, come back 5 in the morning, their sedentary life on laptops and computers, and so green spaces and parks are not available. This is also one of the reason. BMI is one of the measurement of obesity. Increased diabetes too, we have already discussed that increased diabetes too then slowly leads to uh, deterioration of the organs also, and it may lead to death if not checked properly. It leads to heart disease also. So how should we get less obese or be more fit? We should make use of stairs. We should go for cycling. We should go for walking, jogging, go for yoga, exercises, eat healthy food. Keep in mind that balanced diet is required. So there have been a lot of articles in the newspaper which we'll be sharing now with you. Kindly go through these articles and you will find that these articles are worth reading. See, look at this article. This says that women in South India, Delhi, Punjab have higher levels of obesity. It needs to be checked. Then kindly go through this article also. Then there is one more article in the news, that is this man has written an article on this subject again. So this is the India's burden of rising obesity. This is the article. You have to pay attention to this article. This is written by Dr. Chandrakant Lahoria. He is a practicing physician who has worked in the World Health Organization and the other United Nations agencies for nearly 17 years. He is the author of the Obesity Care in India, a national white paper he has already written. So he has written that National Family Health Survey Round 5, 2019-21 suggests that nearly 1 in every 4 men and women is obese. The proportion of those who are overweight and obese range from 8% to 50% across the states in both men and women in rural and urban settings. So World Obesity Federation estimates that India annual increases in childhood obesity is one of the world's steepest. Overweight and obesity in adult and children have doubled in last 15 years and tripled in last 3 decades. So kindly go through this article. He has written he has basically raised a number of issues which needs to be addressed. According to him, the way out is that we should have coordinated intervention. By coordinated intervention, he says that Ministry of Health, Finance, Education, Agriculture, Urban Planning and Development, all these ministries need to work together if we have to address this challenge. So number two is the feeding and nutrition program, which are isolated and that make a little difference in our country. India's nutrition intervention program needs to be reimagined as Suposhan Abhiyan. And you must be knowing that PM's Poshan Abhiyan is running in the schools, which is known as midday meal scheme. So he's now talking about the Suposhan Abhiyan, which means that we should provide balanced diet to the children so that they become good youths for the future, and country also progresses, and we have more physically fit and mentally alert youth in the country. Now, again, he has suggested that medical and public health professionals need to generate additional evidence, including epidemiological data on overweight and obesity. This evidence needs to be communicated in easily comprehensible messages for the general public. The Professional Association of Doctors need to build the capacity of healthcare providers in tackling overweight and obesity. Means doctors should come in the forefront in making people aware and coming out with the ways and means that how they can address the issue of obesity. Then eating healthy is becoming more expensive than eating junk food. Food industry, especially online food delivery platform, must facilitate healthy eating. Corporate social responsibility funds from this sector should be earmarked to promote health, lifestyle, and eating habits. So you know that there are a number of pizza centers, McDonald's, um, and the KFCs and the other centers which are promoting online food. Online food is available at your door. In fact, the restaurant has entered into your rooms, and the restaurant has entered into your house. Once you give an order on the online, the supply comes to you within 30 to 40 minutes and you eat instead of going to restaurant. So again, this is the junk food we are eating, and these companies which are generating lot of funds by means of selling online junk food, they should come out with some funds from their corporate social responsibility and provide it for generating the health, lifestyle, and eating habits of the country. Obesity is a public health challenge waiting for holistic, multi-pronged, and comprehensive intervention. Tackling overweight and obesity is a sine qua non for healthy, economically, and prosperous developed India. So last paragraph I would like to read again. Obesity is a public health challenge waiting for holistic, multi-pronged, comprehensive intervention. So you need to have three-pronged strategy in order to address the obesity, which is a big challenge. Tackling overweight and obesity is a sine qua non. Sine qua non means most important for a healthy, economically prosperous and developed India. So we need to address this issue seriously, and we should improve economically as well as in the health parameters. Thank you very much for providing time for listening this subject. Thank you.